Okay, here we sit with a set of Cooler Master. Cooler Master, fucking... Remember my saying, if you make keyboards, you probably shouldn't make headphones. Well, Cooler Master definitely makes keyboards. And oh my... 7.1 gaming experience, fucking garbage. It's gonna be plastic, fuck... No. Stop. You see, because these are not just some random headphone that Cooler Master put out. No. Cooler Master did the right thing. Let me tell you what they did. They synced Takstar Pro 82s. They don't synced it. And then it was obvious what they had to do. They had to make them better. So, let me cover this real quick, because no one watches these videos past like 5 minutes. The Cooler Master MH751, now this says the 752, we'll get into what's the difference between the 51 and 50, are the under $100 Closedback headphone of the fucking year. So take the Takstar Pro 82s, a beloved set of mine. The most comfortable set of headphones. All these headphones, $2,000 headphones, $1,300 headphones, $80 headphones. Most comfortable headphones. And I don't know how to describe it to you. The pads are not exceptionally large or exceptionally deep, and they're pretty soft. But it's something to do with the way that they clamp. And this is just perfect. And I swear to you, every time I put them on, I get a little bit of an orgasm. Not an eargasm, a literal orgasm. Because that's how comfortable they are. They get a little bit hot in the summertime, but you know, it's a Closedback headphone. What do you expect? Build was never a problem with them either. They have a touch of chrome here. It says Pro 82. The headband was nice and soft, supple. Look at this. It could squeeze it to like 3 millimeters. All of this is padding. All of it. The most comfortable. They had these bass sliders, right? You could pick more bass or less bass, or what I like to leave it in the middle. Had a detachable cable. For some reason, a 2.5 millimeter 4-pole. And I'm not sure if anyone ever came back to me and told me if this was a balanced internally, so you could actually wire them balanced. But, you know, at least it's detachable, and it came with a decent wire. Look at it. Decently straight wire. So this is a hell of a platform to try to improve upon. And Cooler Master's done that. The first thing I noticed when I took them out of the box is, number one, they've removed the bass sliders. You've got a fixed sound. You can't make more bass or less bass. Kind of wanted to see that stay. However, their choice in tuning is spot on. Oh, slightly thicker pads or better put together pads, or just maybe newer pads. Had these for years. So they're as comfortable, if not just a touch more padding on there. Same clamp, put them on. Let's talk about sound changes. Let's get this all out of the way in the first 5 minutes. These are sharper sounding. Now that I have them both here on the desk running my twin 789s, each one getting their own amplifier for these headphones, volume set the same. This is what's the change between the Takstars and these. More soundstage. If you look, the actual cup has gotten larger. They've either just increase the volume behind the driver or move the driver back. I'm probably going to guess increase the volume volume of air behind the driver, and that is to accommodate several changes. They've moved up, hold on, to a locking 3.5 millimeter, but see, the problem is it's locking, and it's going to be hard to find another wire to put in there to get 3.5 millimeter. It's again a 4-pole, but for reasons now. By the way, a nice, correctly lengthed, is that a word? Length apostrophe D. Look at this look at this cable, all right? I'm going to point at headphones on that wall that don't have a cable as nice as this one. Fucking most of them don't come with cables as nice as... It's just a fabric cable. It terminates in a 4-pole on the end, and we'll get to why that is. Again, we have this coming up. And it's just a nice thick... These are all rubber. These are rubberized. They're good and grippy. You can plug them in. You can unplug them. It's a good-ass wire. That's a good-ass wire. Now, you don't get any of the bass switches anymore like you used to, but the thing that makes it a quote-unquote gaming headset is right here, and it's removable. And that's why when people ask me, I have $100, yes, I want music on the go, I want to listen to my office, and I want to get Closedback, you buy 751s. MH751s, because it's going to come with this mic plugged in like that. And it's like, oh, cool. By the way, this is a very good microphone. I'll point that out too. It's a big honking mic. There's no wind cover on it. It's got a beautifully covered metal flex neck, gooseneck. It can only go in one way. They have a notch system so that you could get it in there only one direction, so that you don't keep bending the thing around over and over again. You can fold it up. You can fold it in. It sounds good. I was listening to myself through that. I can't demo it on this. I should have demoed it in the sound demo, but I recorded the sound demos, 8 in a row, and I wasn't thinking. Detachable mic. Automatically fucking winning, because now it's just a pair of headphones. Now, erase everything. Pair of headphones. Look, there's your red dot and a teal dot, which is new, but good indicators of left and right. You don't have to go searching for it. They've been very smart. This is their branding now. Just the shape around. If that said Cooler Master in there, no one would buy it for their office. My friend was like, he's like, what should I buy? I'm like, buy these. I'm like, oh, they look kind of cheap. But no, they don't look cheap. They look like just headphones. They put this logo on the side. If you're not a crazy gaming freak, you're not going to know what that means. They could just be any set of headphones. There's nothing written here. They don't say Cooler Master on them. It's not on the top. It's just plain. God bless plainness. Right? Right. So they add more space to accommodate the larger plug and the microphone input, which grants these more soundstage than the stock Taxar Pro 82s. So now you've got a headphone that has a little bit less treble. And I wasn't bothered by the treble in the Taxstars. I never was. God, these are so worn in and comfortable. I would say they most closely match the low end, by the way, of the middle switch position. Because I had it on, I found a song that was like a real resonating bass note. I heard it on this. Then I put this on, and it was on the lowest switch. I'm like, oh, that's not it. Medium switch. Is that about it? Maximum switch. Oh, that's too much. So they picked a good location to just keep the bass at. They haven't fucked with it. It's not too overly bassy. They didn't remove the bass entirely because gamers don't need that if they're looking for footsteps. These are a great headphone. A great music headphone. These are I will tell you to buy these if you give me a $250 closed budget. I have $250 to buy a closed set of headphones, Zeos. What do you recommend? I need them to be comfortable. They're well built. This is all rubberized. Whereas this was just raw plastic. And, you could see it was kind of shiny and that the chrome made it look... This is not chrome. They went with like a matte fake metal here. This is all rubberized. This material is nice and quality. The pads, although not like leather, what do you want, are soft and supple, and they're so supple. And when they wear in, like this pair is worn in because I've had them for years, it's going to be just epic. I've recommended these more than I've recommended the CB1s, the M40Xs. Let's see what else is down here. There's the CB1s, the M40Xs, there's the Taxstars. I've recommended these more than these. People ask me what should I get. I'm like, MH751s. I'm like, what are those? And I have to explain this. So now I'm going to just link this video to explain to people. These are an amazing set of headphones. More soundstage than the original Taxstars. Slightly reduced treble, but it's not gone. I think just moving them away or giving them more space has sort of dulled it a little bit. Wow, some bad music coming on. Oh, Under Siege. Great movie starring Steven Seagal. If you haven't seen Under Siege, you're doing yourself a disservice. I like the fact that also you can grab them by the cup since they're so much deeper. Like I can literally pull them off my head like that, where you just can't with the Taxstars. So they give you more space in here. They give you more soundstage, a locked correct amount of low end. I feel like this bass switch never quite got it 100% right. It was like, well, less bass, then probably about right, and then way too much. So this is probably about right, but tuned to be exactly right. We have to talk about the what makes it the 752 for a second, because I'm going to link in the description the 751. In fact, if we go to Amazon, you'll see, well, you'll see the Taxstars first. The Taxstars are still for sale. They're on Amazon, $89.99. Now they're available other places, AliExpress, things like that. But I don't tend to count those, considering it takes enough time for a child to be conceived and born and given a name and then go to school before they arrive. So I'm sure you can get these for cheaper than 90 bucks. But right now, these are 90 bucks. And they're absolutely worth $90. Problem is, these exist, and if you get them without this 7.1 USB amp DAC, you get it for $69.99. Now, I don't know when the sale's going to end, because they're usually $80. But even at $80, that's $10 cheaper than the things they're copying. Cheaper. Cheaper and better. They're better. They have a better material. They have softer pads. They have more soundstage. They have no logo on them. They're just plain. And they're cheaper. Now, if you go for the 752, which is available on either one of these, that simply includes this. And what this is them able to say, we have 7.1 gaming. Everybody, look, we're the same as you. And it's great. It's fucking great because they're lying. But I don't care if they're lying. I don't care if Cooler Master is lying, because they're lying the best possible way. They're lying to get your foot in the door of amazing headphones. So yes, this does have a button here that's labeled 7.1, and it lights up red when you press it. Look. Look. Now I've got to plug into this computer because I don't deal with USB on that. So I'm using Spotify on this right now. And I can tell you this much. This is not the worst piece of shit that's ever graced my desktop. I was expecting it to be. I was testing these solely on portable players, amp DACs on my desk too. All the things I was testing these out on were not this. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. I'm going to have to install a driver. No. Here's what it is. It's just stereo. You plug it into a computer, Windows recognizes it as just stereo. It's USB. It's got the same material as the headphone itself as far as the cord goes. It's just about the right length. It's, how long are you? 5 feet? It's 5 feet, so you come out of your computer. And it's got very good layout. It's got a clip on the back in case you want to clip it on. It feels better built than most things that I've found attached to wires. Like the poor Boom Pro, the V-Moto Boom Pro. That like control box is horseshit. You got big digital buttons, look. Controlling the master volume of Windows. That's proper, that's the way it should be. The microphone itself, because this controls the mic input that comes off the headphone, is not a wheel. It's got a analog switch, I believe. I believe it's analog. It doesn't mute anything on the computer. That controls whether the microphone is on or off. You can see it's got the yellow indicator or the orange indicator to indicate muted. And then digital volume buttons. Digital volume button here, digital volume button here, digital volume button here, digital volume button here, and then the 7.1. Now I'm going to plug this into this for a second. What are we playing? Billy Joel's Uptown Girl, which is hard to believe, but Anthem and Fortnite and all those games are all based on Billy Joel's Uptown Girl as a reference point for how they sound, and we're going to use that today. Lying. All right, that is Spotify max volume 72 out of 100. Billy Joel's Uptown Girl, which is a great song, by the way, and has nothing to do with any of that shit I was talking about earlier, is loud enough. Because this is it. This is your amp. This is your DAC. This is your preamp. This is your mic preamp. And it's your DSP. Because it only shows up in the computer as stereo. Sometimes when you plug in I'm going to say the word real 7.1, it'll show up in Windows as a 7.1 input, as if you plugged a surround receiver into it. And then it'll go and it'll process everything. But this is just like, yeah, I'm stereo. Give me stereo. That's why it's $20. That's why the difference of price between getting these and getting these with this is $20. And honestly, if you have a laptop, that might be worth it. Because I like the way this sounds. I haven't run many other headphones through it besides these, because they're easy to drive. But this is a quality piece. It makes sound actually better than what comes out of the laptop. Like, this is better than the laptop sound card. Enough for me to say that in a video, regardless of the size of the anime titties. And then, so let's put this back on, Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. I'm going to initialize the 7.1, the faux 7.1 is what we're going to refer to it as. It's just that easy. It's just on, off, on, off. And you could just hear, it's just making things go from stereo to like slight room reverb, extra width. It's not doing crazy surround effects. It literally can't, and not for $20, it's not going to pull that off. But that's an enjoyable little feature. It's actually, I'm not offended by it. It's like the Monoprice, where are you? The Monoprice THX has the Dirac Live Sense Surround, which is a crossfeed. And what that means is that since it's just left and just right, it'll blend them a little bit and give you a little bit more space. And that's what this does. That's all this does. If this didn't say 7.1 Gaming Extreme, if this was just crossfeed mod, or, you know, area increased, or some other fucking phonetic name they could put on there. RAPE. Reduced Area Perception Environment. RAPE. Put on the RAPE. People would be like, oh, that's interesting. If they put that on a Don Astle and Kern player, they made that button, people are like, oh my god, yes, it definitely gives me a new environmentally correct sound field. I enjoy what this little shitty fucking $20 thing does. I enjoy it. It's well built. It's remarkably well built. Like the way that the strain relief comes off this, it looks like it's hard plastic, but it bends. It bends just a little bit. This clip doesn't feel like it's going to fatigue and break at any time soon. It's a good shape. They even got the shape right. It's not a tube, or it's plain. They've got the plain shit down pat. And we're going to plug this and plug this in here. Hold on. Let's break copyright laws. I'm sure this is breaking some sort of copyright law. Yeah, it definitely brings just sound like more around to the sides. It does some sort of weird shit, and I don't hate it. Don't use it in music. Use it in games. Don't use it in games. Use it in movies. You're paying $20. You're getting an amp, a DAC, and a DSP. I'm impressed by this for $20. I'm more impressed by these for $80. These have always been on my list. In my back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I need the most comfortable headphones I've ever had. Takstar Pro 2s. And now my brain has to have a fight, because now it might be MH751s. It's damn close to the same amount of comfort. These might weigh a slight bit more. You know what? They actually might be lighter. Now that if they took out the doors, they are lighter. They're both fucking ridiculously light. These are getting a remarkable fucking amount of praise from me. These, all right? Everyone's like, oh, I need Ship 9500 replacements. The ships showed back up, you know. They're on Newegg. There even some pairs showed up on Amazon for like $95. But now we're looking back into it. Closedback is still a thing you need, and god, this is a solid offering. I've got those HyperX Clouds coming up, the HyperX Cloud Alphas. And they're going to get an okay review. Spoilers. They're not going to get a great review. In fact, maybe I'll record that after I record this and then release that first so that everyone's like, what about the Cooler Masters? And I'm going to be like, well, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. Or unless I break up our sound notes. It doesn't matter. Here's the deal. Buy these fucking things if you need a closed set of portable or just office or just comfortable headphones with a good solid amount of low end, decent imaging, and just an overall pleasant experience while listening to music. If you've never had good headphones and all you've had is things that have been in this is the first thing I'm going to tell you to buy to fix that, to remedy that. For $69.99 on sale right now. It's boggles the mind. So, links to these in the description. I will still link to the tax stars just to see if the price changes. You can check that. I'm going to link to both the 751 and 752 versions, even though it's basically the same page. Because this is not the worst thing that's ever existed. You can just plug it into your phone and make phone calls if you still have a 4-pin plug. And you can just be like, yeah, hold on, I'm going to make this phone call. Boom. Yes, it does work on like Xbox controllers and things like that. It says multi-platform capability. Oh my God. Unprecedented comfort. That's the very first fucking time in the history of the world where one of these boxes with a bullet point said the apps, it literally is unprecedented comfort. There's no precedent. The only precedent that had been set were the tax stars, and no one heard about those at all. So, God bless you, Cooler Master. You've done the right thing. I am recommending highly, above almost all other headphones in the category, a set of a gaming headset. Because when push comes to shove, as long as you could yank that microphone off, it's just a headphone. And a damn good one. God damn wallpaper in the description. That's there. If you want to own these, because here's the thing. Since they're brand new and still made, I'm going to put these in the yard sale. I'll sign them for you. I'll dance with them. Whatever you want. I'm going to keep my tax stars around because these things are getting more rare. These will be in the yard sale. The yard sale for $5 a month on my Patreon. If you join up, you get to bid on any item I'm selling. Now, since they're so cheap, they're probably going to go for like, I can't imagine anyone bidding more than like $40, $45. $50 maybe. And I ship for free in the US. Also, if you're international and you want to buy these, join my Patreon, you pay half shipping. So I will send them to Indochina, which is probably where they're made. But as long as you pay half shipping, you bid whatever you want. It's like everyone else. In that, there is also a $10 tier for Telegram users if you want to be in a private, massive 150-person Telegram chat where I answer your questions all day, literally with my voice. So if you're going to build a surround sound, or you want help setting up your desk, the $10 tier gets you into that chat for 3 months at a time. And then I clear the chat and remake it. So there's that. So links to all these things, links to her, links to the Patreon, links to this, links to that, links to the other version that comes with this. I bought the 752 version, the 71 doesn't. And I think we're good for today, right? Have I upset your hole enough today? I should have. So enjoy the links on the screen as well. They're here, and I will see you all tomorrow.